And good morning, good morning, good morning. You are hearing the pre-feed audio, the video feed beginning in a moment for the February 26, 2026 YouTube video channel from Woof Boom Studio B. I'm Steve Lindell. Right now on the radio, WMUN, FM and AM, and live streaming. A newscast is on. And in a moment, our live radio show from the south side of Muncie, Indiana, on the campus of Woof Boom Radio will begin. We will have a lot to cover this morning, and I'm sure some will even come up during the program. As produced by Jackson Jacoby in the Axia Command Center today, Justin Peckinpah alongside, in addition to everything else we're going to do for Delaware County today, live 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. On WMUN, 92.5 FM, 1340 AM, and all the rest. Mick Tidrow has the weekly show from 9 until 9:30 a.m. live from our WMUN main studio in Building A. He will have a softball player guest today and Jeff Mitchell, the athletic director of Ball State University. In just a moment, we'll make the audio switch, and you will hear live audio from radio. Stand by on that.
Now, new, live, and local, and every weekday from 8 to 9 a.m. This is the show talking about what you want to know, what you need to know, and part of Woof Boom Radio's mission to use our voice to build our community. The all-new Delaware County Today, presented by Muncie Community Schools. Now on WMUN, the Talk of Muncie. Here's your host, Director of News Operations and lead morning anchor, Steve Lindell.
Live from Studio B on the campus of Woof Boom Radio, we are talking about... How about the D.C. talk? We certainly have that at 8:30, a Congresswoman live. BSU women's basketball bounce back, and a former prosecutor passes away. We have all of that and more to cover this morning from Studio B, our video studio on the south side of Muncie, Indiana. But for you, wherever you're listening and maybe even watching, remember the brand new YouTube channel is a place to consume the video pieces and parts that we do for you to entertain and inform, to build and connect our community. You can go to Woof Boom's YouTube page. It's Woof Boom Studio B. Woof Boom Studio B. Now let's get on to the weather. We have a meteorologist for that, as I hope you know by now, and his name is Paul Poteet.
Good morning. There's quite the variety of weather over the next few days, typical for late winter, almost spring here in East Central Indiana. Yesterday we hit 50. It should still get to about 48 today. It's a cooler start than yesterday, and it'll be a mix of clouds and sunshine overall. A low tonight of 31, clear. Tonight, sunny. Tomorrow, 59 on Friday. Nice finish to the work week, and then it gets more complicated into the weekend. We'll still make it to 55 Saturday, but the clouds increase, and by Saturday night, some rain and snow showers with the arrival of a cold front. And then by Sunday on the other side, only 35 for the high. And then Sunday night into Monday, I'm keeping an eye on the chance for some accumulating snow or maybe some snow and freezing rain. Eventually, it'll be rain at times by Tuesday. The highs go back into the 40s on Tuesday and stay there for Wednesday. And now, here's Stevie.
Yeah, it's been a while since we heard that one. I like it. Thank you, Paul Poteet, with the mustache cartoon on the video feed, thanks to Sean Mattingly. It bothered him that we had the beard and mustache version previously. He saw me yesterday in the hallway, and he said, you didn't have a beard anymore, Steve. So he fixed us up real good. Hello and good morning, Portland, Oregon. Sister Sherry, I see you. The screen is up here. In fact, let me look at this quickly. Yeah, there's Mama in Minnesota clicked on now. We also have Los Angeles, Dublin, Ohio, Indianapolis, Tijuana, Mexico. Chicagoland Speedway, Indiana, Addison, Illinois, which is in Chicagoland, but not in Chicago proper. We're thankful for all of you listening wherever you are. On this radio station and our radio group, we enjoy bringing you news and information that you want and need to know about. It's called the Local News Summary. It is airing now on WMUN. Yorktown Superintendent Dr. Greg Hinshaw says the school's ambitious construction projects have been completed and the general public might soon get a closer look at some of the results.
The thing that people would notice most is construction of our new Sports Performance Center, which includes 2 gym floors and a new 8,000 square foot weight room. And all those spaces are in use. And so at some point we're going to put together a ribbon cutting and invite members of the public to come in and take a closer look at all that space.
That from WMUN's Delaware County Today. A Greenwood family is sharing a terrifying close call to warn other shoppers after an incident at a local Walmart.
A mother tells us her daughter and a friend were sitting in their car around 10:30 p.m. Saturday night when a stranger suddenly opened the door. The quick-thinking teens managed to shut and lock the door as the man retreated to a gray SUV. The family says the man continued to circle the parking lot as the girls ran inside for help. While the family reported the incident to store management, they claim their concerns were met with indifference. They are now urging everyone to keep their doors locked and stay alert in public lots. Jeanette Cruz, Network Indiana.
Albany Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center is adding an assisted living unit, and Administrator Sarah Abel shared more about the ongoing development.
What we're adding is we are adding more rehab to home rooms as well with the assisted living, and those are all going to be private suites with a bathroom, shower, all of that in each room.
You can replay the full interview at WMUNmuncie.com. A DG Market is expected to open south of Muncie within the week. Star Press says the store is at the intersection of State Road 67 and Delaware County Road 300 West, offering fresh meats and produce in addition to the traditional Dollar General merchandise. Protecting Hoosier kids on social media is the goal of legislation being reviewed at the State House.
Here's Republican State Representative Chris Jeter.
To be clear, this is part of a much larger effort that we'll engage in over the next year to make sure that our endangerment and child welfare laws are updated to reflect the impact of social media and online sites to child welfare.
What's ignited this move has been the recent death of 17-year-old Haley Busby in Fishers. Police say she met a man while online gaming, went missing, and was later found dead. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
Democrat Fred Reese is running for a seat on the Madison County Council. He says he keeps a close eye on the tax bill that residents will be asked to pay each year.
Because I'm a taxpayer, and I should have, kind of make sure that if it's good for me, it ought to be good for everyone else. But I'm a little different. If it's good for everyone else, it's good for me. That
from Oldies 101's Anderson Talks Afternoon Show. Special speaker coming to Muncie regarding the Emmett Till exhibit. Here's CEO of Minnetrista, Brian Statz.
Emmett Till was a child when he was murdered in Mississippi in 1955. His death and his mother's bravery were catalysts for the civil rights movement in this country. The exhibit tells a powerful story about what you can do to help your community and what organizations in Muncie are doing to help children.
Till's cousin, Joshua Harris Till, will be in Muncie to speak and will join us live on WMUN on the morning of March 13. Country music fans will have a chance to see a Grammy Award-winning artist take the stage downtown Indy this summer.
Darius Rucker is set to take the stage on August 1st at the Everwise Amphitheater at White River State Park as part of his highly anticipated Songs of the Summer tour. Renuka Botch by Network Indiana.
There's a special Spirit available this year.
It's a 12-year-old bottle of Van Winkle.
Anderson Paramount Theater Executive Director Rich Jorn about the annual Bottles and Bingo fundraiser Friday night from 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. Tickets start at about $43. Possible because increased revenue from large customers, including data centers. Indiana Michigan Power has announced it will reduce base rates, the largest portion of most bills. The Indiana Sports Corp says it's doing all it can to try to get the NFL draft in Indianapolis.
Patrick Talty is the president of the Sports Corp, and he tells Inside Indiana Business they're trying to take advantage of the NFL Combine, which is going on now.
Why we have executives here for the Combine, we're actually going to be
meeting with them and showing them what Indy is and what Indy is investing in themselves.
He says the NFL Draft is the type of event that changes people's perception.
And it's also one of those events that people will go, hey, I think I want to come back to Indiana and I want to move and I want to start a business in Indiana.
Right now, they have their eyes set on the year 2030. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
BWI LLC has a strategy to turn Anderson's historic Wigwam building into a multi-purpose civic center. President Gary Hobbs told the Anderson Journal Morning Show that work could begin in earnest on the project soon.
That's going to be a community-driven, ideally city kind of driven initiative. We just want to be able to help bring the financing to the table for that, and our plan is to hit that hard once our home court apartments are completed, which is coming up pretty soon.
The Anderson Public Board of Works has approved a 7.41% increase in electricity rates in the city for the second quarter of 2026. Our reporter Brett Busby had first word on that increase. The bill goes to residential customers, for example. 800 kilowatts goes up $4.72 per month. More local every day on our free wolfboomnews.com. As we are in the middle of our live radio program from Studio B, this is Steve Lindell with a lot of other items to cover, including the passing of a prosecutor in Delaware County. That's in just a little bit. Let's go to the lighter side of news at the moment. How about a snapshot of your day today?
It's February 26th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is National Carpe Diem Day. It means seize the day and celebrate living in the present by doing something out of the ordinary and fulfill a dream on your bucket list. On this day in 2012, Trayvon Martin, an African-American teenager walking home from a convenience store, is shot dead by neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman in Sanford, Florida. Zimmerman was charged with murder, later acquitted, but the term Black Lives Matter was then used for the first time by organizer Alicia Garza in a Facebook post on July 13, 2013. Also on this day in 1993, a terrorist bomb explodes in the parking garage of the World Trade Center in New York City. 6 people were killed and more than 1,000 were injured. Authorities evacuated 50,000 people from the buildings. Born on this day in 1932, the man in black, Johnny Cash. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
On WMUN, an affiliate of Fox News Radio, updates right around the top of the hour, every day, weekdays and weekends, because news happens always. In the next segment, we'll cover some Ball State basketball good news. We'll also have that passing of a prosecutor story coming up in just a moment on Delaware County Today from WMUN.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Cavino and Rich. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever TP leaves behind for no more maintenance wipes. Make the trade of the season and switch from TP and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Best clean, pants down.
hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community Schools.
All right, let's talk about some Ball State basketball first. The Ball State women played last night on WMUN, presented by Pride Mark Construction, of course, and they got the big win. The Cardinals 23-6 now, 14-2 in conference, took down the Akron Zips, though the Zips are now 7-21, 4-11 in conference. The final score was 88-55. Let's see, looking at the clock, pretty close to this time tomorrow morning. He will be arriving in Studio B. Brady Sallee, that's rhymey, isn't it? The coach of the Ball State Cardinals will be in studio here on Friday morning at about 8:30 to talk up Senior Day, or is it Senior Night? There's actually two games. Are they both home? I think it is home. Nope, one's home, one's road. But the Ball State women are home. It's Senior Day for them on WMUN. And Coach Sallee will be in this studio 8:30 Friday morning. And whenever he is in the room, it's always a party. If you like the Ball State, and we know you do, chirp, chirp, you will love today's program with the weekly This Week in Ball State Athletics. Mick Tidrow tells me to tell you that you're going to have not only that huge logo on the wall to be looking at. If you're watching the video, you're going to be hearing him in our main studio, Building A, for WMUN. He'll have a softball player guest today and the director of athletics, Jeff Mitchell. That is from 9 to 9:30 today and every day on WMUN, the talk radio of Muncie. Next item this morning is from our list of very big topics. President Trump remaining committed to tariffs. Fox's Jared Halpern has more from the White House.
Donald Trump's America.
Despite the U.S. Supreme Court striking down President Trump's use of emergency tariffs, U.S. Trade Representative Jamison Greer says the administration's strategy is not changing.
So going forward, the tariff program is going to look a lot like the one we've had for the past year. That's what we're going for. We're going for continuity.
Greer tells the Fox News Rundown podcast he'll rely on alternative authorities to replicate the country-by-country tariffs imposed back in April.
Congress has already given us authority through Section 301, Section 232 to impose tariffs. So if we're going to use those, we don't actually have to go to Congress.
Still, some of those additional tariff authorities are either temporary, like a global tax imposed earlier this month, or require additional investigations to determine if limiting imports protects national security. Greer says many of those investigations are already underway. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
WMUN local news yesterday broke when the news came from the current prosecutor to us at WMUN that a former prosecutor for Delaware County has passed away. Richard Reed is dead at the age of 81. The Richard Reed passing happened on Tuesday, February 24 in Ruskin, Florida. He was 81 years of age. As reported in the Star Press, he was the only person elected to 4 consecutive terms as Delaware County prosecutor. Star Press also recounting a story that I wasn't aware of until they shared this. After former President Dan Quayle endorsed the same Republican candidate for prosecutor a few days before an election, Reed said, quoting, "I doubt that Dan Quayle can spell prosecutor, let alone anything about the office." As for the current prosecutor, Eric Hoffman, who gave us the press release yesterday, who is seeking a third term in that position, he called Reed, quote, "a formidable, talented, and accomplished trial attorney who was a mentor to many deputy prosecutors, myself included," the words of Eric Hoffman. He continued, "He never hesitated to walk into a courtroom, look a jury in the eyes, and ask them to hold a criminal accountable for their actions. Rick had a profound and lasting impact on our criminal justice system." Again, passing at the age of 81 years of age, Richard Reed. We'll tell you when we know about services. I'm sure that announcement will come soon. On WMUN, this is Delaware County Today. Next item this morning, Fox's Lisa Brady has some tips for those with allergies ahead of spring's arrival.
This is House Call for Health. Spring is still some time away, but doctors say it's not too early to start preparing for allergy season. Cleveland Clinic allergist Dr. Sandra Hong says patients should focus on prevention this year. If symptoms usually flare up, Hong suggests starting nasal steroid sprays before symptoms begin. For itching or sneezing, oral antihistamines may do the trick. Along with medications, Dr. Hong says keeping windows shut, changing clothes after going outside, and showering before bed might also reduce symptoms. Hong also suggests keeping pets out of the bedroom to avoid tracking allergens inside. But if you're still struggling, Dr. Hong says it might be time to see an allergist. As the weather gets warmer, symptoms are likely to be worse on dry and windy days when pollen levels are higher. The American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology says nearly 1 in 3 adults have a seasonal allergy. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
On WMUN, News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. This is the talk radio of Muncie. Wolf Boom Radio Group has many music stations, too. We're proud of all of those and our incredible staff doing incredible things on so many different fronts. If you ever want to reach out to us, you can do that with an email, for instance, wmun@wolfboom.com. We'll get to our next guest in just a moment. Congresswoman Victoria Spartz, booked live in a moment on WMUN.
Here in Muncie, we know what it means to show up for one another. We celebrate our wins, big and small. And when times get tough, we lean in, not away. At WMUN, we're more than just a voice on the radio. We are your neighbor, your friend, your connection to what matters most. Every morning, we wake up with you, sharing the stories of our city, highlighting the heroes you don't always hear about, and cheering on the teams that carry our hopes on their shoulders. This isn't just news and sports. This is home. From the streets of downtown to the heart of Delaware County, we're here because you're here. Thanks for letting WMUN be part of your day. We're proud to be your hometown station.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
What goes better with a meal? Bacon. At Heartland Steakco, they take their bacon seriously. From their double smoked hickory to their honey jalapeno, which brings sweet and spicy together for the perfect combination, to their all-new bacon flavors like whiskey peppercorn with its smoky richness, to their applewood double smoked bacon that's smoked over real applewood chips, to their all-new maple bourbon bacon, which brings out the subtle notes of maple and bourbon for a rich taste. Heartland Steakco has your bacon and USDA Midwestern beef ready to ship and delivered straight to your door. Don't wait. Order today for yourself, a friend, or anyone who loves that true Midwest taste. Ordering is easy at heartlandsteakco.com. And right now, when you spend $199.99 or more, you'll get free shipping plus 2 pounds of bacon with promo code BACON. Go and get your bacon from heartlandsteakco.com. That's heartlandsteakco.com, promo code BACON. Taste the Heartland difference.
Live, weekdays from 8 to 9 a.m. with replays later This is the Daily Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell.
Thank you, Tom Campbell, voice of our radio station, listening in the Fishers, Indiana area, no doubt. New York City is on now. That's probably a handler of the, it could be a handler of the Congresswoman. We're waiting the arrival via Zoom this morning of Victoria Spartz. We have a couple of other items to cover before then. In fact, let's get to that. Of course, we've had this month-long feature here from Fox Radio. Gernal Scott right now has more about an American who fought for change as a teenager.
Celebrating Black History Month.
We remember a vital person in Black history, Claudette Colvin, and her resistance. At 15 years old in 1955, months before Rosa Parks, she kept her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama bus when she was told to move for a white woman to sit down. During a discussion of the event, Colvin said it wasn't to make a civil rights statement, it was simpler than that, announcing the passengers,
"I pay my fare and it's my constitutional rights."
Colvin was arrested, tried, and convicted in juvenile court for disturbing the peace, violating segregation law, and assaulting an officer. The first two charges were eventually dropped, but the assault conviction stood until 2021 when her record was expunged. She joked then at 82 years old,
"Now I'm no longer a juvenile delinquent."
About a month ago, Claudette Colvin died in hospice care in Texas at 86. Her defiance will always be her legacy. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
On WMUN, News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk, home of the Cardinals too, of course, presented by Pridemark Construction. Just a few more games remain for the regular season. We'll have those exciting finishes and starts, of course, here on WMUN, 92.5 FM, 1340 AM, and however you listen, streaming as well. That's easy and free. Still awaiting the arrival of Congresswoman Victoria Spartz. Just got a note a second ago that she will be connecting any moment now, and we'll have her in our Zoom room. This is Studio B on the campus of Woof Boom Radio. We have many and varied things that can happen in here, and we're very proud of that fact. We can do audio, radio live. We can do video alongside the radio broadcasting. We can do YouTube uploads for shows like this one right now that's being recorded for the video and then allowed into our upload capability at a later time. Eventually, and not that far down the road, we will able to do YouTube Live as well, which is a fantastic way for us to have another way to connect with you. And speaking of connecting, we are now hearing and seeing, I can see a static picture of our next guest, and that is the Congresswoman as we bring up the audio here. And we are pleased and proud to talk to Congresswoman Victoria Spartz from the 5th District of the great state of Indiana. Congresswoman, I believe you can hear me okay. If you can hear me, I can't hear you just yet. We're all set with this. Now I can hear you.
Can you hear? Sorry, that's new technology. I don't know if it's easy or not.
It's okay. It's okay. We very much appreciate you coming in via the Zoom technology. The audio quality is so much better than a plain old telephone system, so we appreciate that. Congresswoman, how have you been?
Well, I'm back home, so I'm doing much better.
All right, very good. Well, let's start with the first subject. Obviously, the thing that happened this week, the State of the Union. I wanted to ask you for your overall take of President Trump's address.
Listen, I think President was very disciplined. Usually when he's disciplined, he's not as much entertaining and fun. I like sometimes his lighter side, but he was on point, and he wanted really to highlight all of the differences in policies. And I think it's very important, and he wanted to show what Democrats were doing, what he's doing, what he wants to do, and how he wants to make economy better and how country better, safer. In a lot of ways, I think, a lot of Democrats didn't like it, but that's an actual truth. They had a lot of bad policies he had to stop and now try to reverse the country. We definitely need to do more. I hope we have a chance to do more. I think it was disappointing that even in some, there is partisanship in each State of the Union address and, and people grandstand it. I mean, it happens. But I was very surprised and disappointed that even for some issues that usually it's, people unite. And when President recognized guests, people usually get up and applaud on both parties. That just was really not necessary and not classy not to do that, honestly. You still get up when Biden had the address and he, did his own things. We did get up as Republicans. Democrats should have got up when you talk about widows and people getting killed, some heroic things happen. You just don't sit over there, regardless whether you like president or not.
This is Victoria Spartz live on WMUN. I'm Steve Lindell. This is Delaware County Today. We are talking about issues and items with the Congresswoman from the 5th District of the great state of Indiana. Still on the State of the Union, Congresswoman, what, if anything, do you think that might be done or should be done to members of Congress that disrupted the speech by President Trump?
Listen, we have procedures and people do that, but I honestly worry about the policy more than that. People always do stuff like that. We're spending so much time harassing each other that I'd rather us worrying about, how much we're going to be trying to pass some laws still before the election. And I'll be honest, there's one big thing the president said that it was very important for me. His, determination to get something done on healthcare. At least we can move on price transparency. I always said, at least people know how they're getting screwed. And then maybe we can push Congress to do more solutions. So he actually specifically highlighted, I had conversation with him last week on this issue, and he says, Victoria, I'm very supportive. I know how important it is. This is an issue, actually, he started in his first administration, then Biden completely abandoned, and that's what I told him. We have to do it through Congress, because if we want these policies, good policies, important to us, let's force the Congress actually to do something beyond just talking points and messaging. So we'll see. I'm actually glad that he actually brought up how important it is for him, because he also needs to put not just on the other side, also on the other side. Sometimes, Democrat side is far gone in DC for sure, but, our side needs some pressure too to govern. So we'll see, but that was a good thing. And I mean, we do a lot of things. We have all these committees and reports and this and ethics and votes and this. Honestly, I want us to actually get to do a little bit more work, because the country is truly in trouble. And I think a lot of good things, I would like to see them in the law. Hard to do in the election year, but I think price transparency, I think that's something we can get done. Who is going to lose election voted about being transparent for the people. I don't think they should complain about that. That's an issue I'm still working and been pushing on the House, and Steve is still working on it.
Congresswoman Victoria Spartz from the 5th District of Indiana, our guest via the Zoom room in the Studio B location on the campus of Wolf Boom Radio. Next subject is Ukraine. We do not hear anything anymore. Why do you think that is?
I think it's an issue that's been, negotiated in administration. It's a very difficult issue. As I said, it's not easy to resolve it when Russia is not losing that war. I mean, they don't get me wrong. They do have problems, but unfortunately, previous administration decided to push it in the 20-year war, which I was completely disagreed. It's a terrible idea. In the long term, democracies have advantage in speed and agility and innovation. Dictatorships, autocracy, communists, communists usually run out of money, but, they have big system and they can really oppress people for long enough. They have advantage over a longer period of time. So they allowed this war to be prolonged. People die, and also they didn't get ready to fight wars. And I'm talking about Ukrainians. They were not pushed to get ready to fight for 2 years, for 20 years. So that's definitely, there are a lot of problems, and a lot of people are dying, but hard to, get Russia to the table. And there are also perverse incentives for Ukrainian government not to agree to do some things. They say that, but in reality, there is a difference between people in the government, and the countries really did significant sacrifices. Very, very, how many people get killed, and it's awful, so it's hard to get countries close together. So, but we do need to find some, at least, I'm not sure how long that resolution is going to last, but definitely this bloodshed in war need to have some way to have some ceasefire so it's not continuous. And President, been trying to get both sides together. It's always one another side. But I honestly think maybe Congress need to put more pressure and show Russia that we're serious, and they would have true, serious sanctions and tariffs if they continue. And it's mostly they're just for the countries that using, Russian oil and funding that war. And would like to see Democrats says that we're standing with Ukraine. Let's see if they're going to give that authority to president through Congress to actually, they'll have a chance to vote on tariffs, which we should be doing. Obviously, we should be doing. The problems with just a circus, it's impossible to get anything done.
Congresswoman Victoria Spartz is our guest. I'm Steve Lindell. This is WMUN's Delaware County Today. There's a partial government shutdown happening again, but it's not getting quite as much publicity or fanfare as the last big one. What is happening, and how quickly do you think that this can get resolved?
Well, I think, listen, this is, when you shut down Department of Homeland Security, there are a lot of functions, including, when you fly in with TSA and everything else, these people will stop getting paid again. And actually, I was at the airport yesterday, and they're like, Victoria, we're going to get paid. Is it again the same thing? It's awful. You have a lot of people that have to show up to work. We need them. You need traffic controls. We need all of these people being showing up to work. We need to make sure that we have good people. We need people that protecting our borders, protecting our country, and us, Americans, to actually be paid. They could be, they also have families and they have to make living. So I think that's terrible that Democrats did grandstanding. I wish we would not let them get away with last time. And I knew that that's what they're going to do. And that's just all politic. And they do politic and they do campaigning, but it affects real lives of individuals who work for our government, but also lives of Americans. And they put national security for people in danger. So I don't think that's right. They can do their campaigning and fundraising, but they shouldn't be playing this politics again. And unfortunately, that's what it's happening right now. So I hate to tell you, but I think Democrats are much better at showing, if we would have been shutting down this government, it would be the end of the world. If we would have done it under Biden, he would make it so painful for American people that they would be, oh my gosh, President Trump and Republicans actually, he's trying to make it like nice, make it as least as possible painful, but at some point he will have to stop face tough decisions too. So even last time he didn't make it painful like they last time. Oh my gosh, they would start closing park, everything's going to be closed. They do all of this stuff just to make people all upset. We didn't do it even last time, and this time, but it's a serious situation. So I think it's just unfortunate that instead of dealing with the issue, our institution right now just does a lot of politicking, and Democrats really, they've never delivered anything except more spending, more lawlessness, drama, but they have media, mostly mainstream media on their side, and, they be able to do a lot of propaganda, and hopefully people will be able to see through that. But we need to get through this shutdown. It's just that then they can go on and you will try to, I wish we would try to fight more on real policies, not on drama, and actually see what we're delivering for people, what we can do, and how we'll be fixing this country through Congress.
A final moment we want to be respectful of your time. Congresswoman, constituent services is important to you and your team. How can people reach out and get in contact with you or your staff?
Well, I think we have offices, and if you want to stop by at Noblesville and Muncie, you can actually stop by in person or call offices. I have a very good team. They're very responsive. We try to deal with a variety of issues. And I honestly, with you, personally, again, involved with some issues. I want to make sure that my agencies, my team are responsive. That is the most important for me. Whether you need help when you come to DC, we'll help you to arrange things. Where you have issues with any department, whether it's VA or IRS or any other department that you're dealing with, usually they're a little bit better. Plus, they know that I can be not very nice to my government too. So they want to be nice to me. They don't want me to get too real upset, because when I said that I'm going to defunding something, I actually mean it. I might start defunding them, and I'm doing big reforms, and, we'll try to reform and start auditing the government. Our Government Accountability Office needs to be reformed. We need to start auditing the government. This is actually our auditors for Congress, but they haven't been doing the work we need. So we have an opportunity, appointed Controller General. I actually want to see if anyone from Indiana has an interest to be Controller General for 15 years in DC, please let me know. You know,
Wait a second. Are you taking applications for that position? Is that what
Listen,
you're talking about?
I'm working to find the people, help, to find someone good. This is something I used to do for a living, So I was like, oh, Victoria, do you want? I'm like, no, I cannot be 15 years DC running agency. I'm sorry. I love the country. I do some other things, but my gosh. But someone, you don't have to be for 15 years, but you need to be longer than few. So I think it's important to have someone who's interested, who had this experience. This is actually true doors for Congress. It's just broken. We're going to reform it. And I think, we need to have a good person. We actually have an appointment now open. So this is an open position. I actually mean it. If somebody is interested, please reach out to my office. So if you know someone who is interested, I would be happy to recommend it to the president, to the speaker, because it's a kind of Congress recommends it, president appoints a person, and we can do real reforms and actually start doing something with our fiscal situation and national debt. And that person could be a leader. And I mean, it's a bipartisan appointment, but generally, people don't worry about, accountants and CPAs and finance people, but could be very, very powerful and important position for the country.
Well, thank you for your time today and your service to our country. We look forward to our next conversation, Congresswoman.
Thank you for having me, Steve. Always a pleasure.
All right, Congresswoman Victoria Spartz with us on WMUN from Studio B on the campus of Wolf Boom Radio. More to come in a moment on Delaware County Today from WMUN.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. TaylorMade Golf Company is planning a nearly $60 million expansion of its warehouse and distribution operations in Evansville. The California-based golf equipment manufacturer said it will occupy and equip a new built-to-suit warehouse facility early next year and create up to 50 jobs by the end of 2031. Eli Lilly and Company on Wednesday unveiled what it calls the most powerful supercomputer owned and operated by a pharmaceutical company. Chief AI Officer Thomas Fuchs says LillyPod will help the company discover and develop drugs at a faster pace.
And we do that by designing small molecules, for example, that will lead to oral medicines, or large molecules, genetic medicines for rare diseases, but we'll also use it for manufacturing.
Lilly teamed up with Silicon Valley-based artificial intelligence chip maker NVIDIA to develop LillyPod. This is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Here in Muncie, we know what it means to show up for one another. We celebrate our wins, big and small. And when times get tough, we lean in, not away. At WMUN, we're more than just a voice on the radio. We are your neighbor, your friend, your connection to what matters most. Every morning, we wake up with you, sharing the stories of our city, highlighting the heroes you don't always hear about, and cheering on the teams that carry our hopes on their shoulders. This isn't just news and sports. This is home. From the streets of downtown to the heart of Delaware County, we're here because you're here. Thanks for letting WMUN be part of your day. We're proud to be your hometown station. Listen to Delaware County Today on Alexa. Just enable the skill, then say, Alexa, play WMUN. Now back to Steve Lindell.
On WMUN, we're on 92.5 FM, 1340 AM, the original frequency for this station, low those many years ago, and now on the streaming devices. And the YouTube page is the newest innovation, the way to connect with us not only with audio but visual. This show will be uploaded later this morning, Delaware County Today, and all of our video coverage from Studio B lands on the YouTube page. And yes, Sister Sherry, Mama in Minnesota, you can learn how to do this too. Go to YouTube on the internet and look and search for Woof Boom Studio B. Woof Boom Studio B. You will see that. You can click on follow and sign up for updates. It's another way to connect in a different sort of fashion from the newest investment of Woof Boom Radio that I'm sitting in right now, and very proud to be utilizing this space to use our voice and our face to build and connect our community. Next item this morning, America celebrating its 250th birthday this year. This week, we get to hear about the first pilot to break the sound barrier.
I'm Bill Hemmer, and these are the most impactful moments in American history. October 14th, 1947, from a Boeing B-29 bomber, U.S. Air Force pilot Chuck Yeager descended into the Bell X-1, a sleek orange plane which he dubbed the glamorous Glennis. At 20,000 feet, the X-1 launched from the B-29 and soared 30,000, 40,000, 42,000 feet into the sky. Yeager accelerated faster until Chuck Yeager reached Mach 1.06 and broke the sound barrier. It was a flight many believed to be impossible, but Chuck Yeager's historic achievement helped Americans reach new heights and test new limits. For more on this impactful moment in history, go to foxnewspodcast.com. I'm Bill Hemmer, Fox News.
Bill Hemmer, one of my favorite anchors on the network news scene. Steve Lindell here in Studio B for Woof Boom Radio. Our final segment in process right now. We're watching our clock for our specific timeout. There's a lot of things happening in radio and video that you don't always know about. What the art of it is making the insanity seem just like it's supposed to just be that way. I want for you to know we're working really hard, not only in this studio, but all of our studios at Woof Boom Radio, our 6 formats, including many music formats, talk institutions going on, and building some of those up. We are constantly trying to innovate and to do better and do more for you. Sports-wise, we are very proud of our team, video and audio, including our sports director, Kurt Darling. We have him tentatively booked as a Friday morning guest. I believe we'll have him. I know we will have some ball games coming up next week. It gets real, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the Indiana State Basketball Tournament. And the sectional play, first round, March 3rd, we plan on covering Jay County versus Yorktown. That will be video only on that particular broadcast. For the free feed, just look for the links, very easy to find. And that is, of course, on all of our social platforms. You can just look for that on the Facebook and the Twitter and all the rest. On March the 4th, we will have Daleville's Broncos versus West Del. That is a 5:20 pregame, and that one will be on radio, the one you're listening to now, WMUN, the FM, the AM, and all the rest. Then beginning March 6th, we have some possibilities and some tentatives. We may have games here on WMUN. We possibly will have games on our Blake FM. We will have video coverage whenever possible and plausible. Just stay close to the radio and or the socials to make sure that we can make you very clear with respect to where to get what and how to get your favorite team. Always go to the game first. That's the best way to be. Support your local team, buy some popcorn, and, of course, those tickets. All right, now, finally, from the 2021 archives with an Olympics twist.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
A hospital in Missouri that went the extra mile to celebrate the birth of dozens of newborns while also celebrating the Olympics makes today's Dean's List. The staff at St. Luke's in Kansas City wanted to honor their new deliveries by having a photo shoot with knitted outfits that looked exactly like the uniforms at this year's Olympics. The Team USA crocheted swimsuit had an adorable swimming hat with goggles, while the weightlifting baby had a tiny dumbbell attached. Around 20 gold medals were also given out, made especially with love and care by nurse Stephanie Peterson, who works at the Missouri Hospital. She spent about 2 hours on the infants' medals to celebrate how amazing they are for coming into this world. Stephanie says delivering during COVID is hard, but it's nice to be celebrated. Everybody wants to win a gold medal. All the families were invited to cheer on their athlete in the special ceremony and photo shoot, and even got to take the outfit home with them to keep. Janice Dean, Fox News.
Great story. Thank you, Janice, for sharing that and for sharing so much. Thank you, our listeners, for doing what you do. It's important because that's why we do what we do, listening locally or far, far away. Please do tell a friend about this radio station, about this show, and about our efforts. The radio terrestrial frequencies, the digital platforms, and all the rest. Feel free to share and repeat. I'm Steve Lindell. For my producer, Jackson Jacoby, doing great work in the Axia Command Center. Justin Peckinpah in the background. And I look forward to talking to you again from Studio B on the campus of Wolf Boom Radio. This is Delaware County Today from WMUN.
Want consistent color for every job? Milo's Pro Rewards members get a 20% paint discount on future